My next guest is an award winning author, military veteran, and the CEO and founder of the Women's Small Business Initiative. Please welcome Kimberly McLemore. Welcome to the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Anna Patricia Bourgeois, certified business coach. I am here to help you up-level, generate consistent wealth, increase your confidence, attract dream clients, and master your mindset so that you can fully own your power and achieve next-level results in your online business and beyond. Every week, a powerful conversation will take place with amazing guests, or I'll share from my experience to help inspire you to start and scale the business of your dreams while being powerfully you. The time has come to stop playing small, stop hiding, and stop waiting. Now is the perfect time for you to passionately pursue your heart's desire as the powerful leader you were born to be. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. I am here today with Kimberly. Hello.
Hello, how are you, Anna?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for being here.
It is my pleasure. I'm truly excited about this moment, so we can't wait to get this rocking and rolling.
Awesome. Yes. So let's do it. Let us know who you are, where you come from, what your story is. Like, give us all the details.
Oh, wow. Look, do we have enough time?
Yeah.
Okay, so to give you the quick and the short end, and then we can dive into, I guess, some
Yeah.
other things as we go through the conversation. But my name is obviously Kimberly McLemore, and I actually am originally from Davenport, Iowa, but I have been living in the outside the Washington, D.C. metro area now for over 15 years. And my current business is called Women's Small Business Initiative, and I am obviously the founder and CEO of that. And basically, what that is I provide a lot of free resources so that we're not constantly reinventing the wheel and helping aspiring entrepreneurs and, of course, new and existing entrepreneurs, find a way to help them catapult their business by giving them information that they need to have without them feeling like they have to constantly spend money in order to learn some of the things that we have all learned in the beginning of starting a business. And then, of course, the bigger part of the business as well is my podcast show, which is Your Resource for Success podcast, which I've been doing as well for the last 4 years, and has really truly made a difference for a lot of people who are new in business or existing. And I've been doing that through iHeartRadio and several other platforms. But the thing that I love about that is also a way where we can share the resources that we have to teach people how to come into business, stay in the business, but they also get to learn the balance of and wonders of what it feels like to deal with the good, the bad, and the ugly of also being in business. So that's another small part. And then, of course, I am an award-winning author. I have 3 books that I've published in the last couple of years. And so that's just another part of me. And I do book coaching, and I also teach people how to self-publish their own books.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, you're so versatile. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell us more about the business side of things, because I know you help women move beyond their challenges and execute their vision. So, what's the first step to do that?
Well, the first step is that you have to be able to truly know who you are and what's your purpose. A big part of me coming into business, this is obviously not my first business, but when I decided I wanted to come back into business, there's a lot of things that I had to go through and reanalyze in my life. And so understanding my purpose, and I got pushed out there in a different way that I normally wouldn't have been pushed into when it came to business, because I started writing more, and because of the circumstances I've been under. I am a domestic abuse survivor, so I started to tell my story. But what I was trying to do in that time, in that moment, was that we have to learn how to stop being the victim. And so, as being, in that position, we're always looked at constantly as victims. And I wanted to teach women how to be their own heroes. You don't have to constantly stay in a situation. But then I also, once you get past that, where do we talk about that? Where do we dig deep into that to help people come out of certain stages in their life and realize that we all have something to say? And so being in business, and I have, if there's anybody who's new, whether they're existing, they're coming to me and they need help, those are the things you have to reach deep inside, because we all know that most people come to you when you're authentic and when they know the real you, and that, that you're not trying to
Mhm.
constantly sell them something. So you have to look at that as the
Mhm.
first
I
stage.
love that. I love that so much. Like being your own hero is so
Yeah.
important. Like I love that. Oh my gosh, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So, I also want to know, I know you are a military veteran. So, how much of that experience do you find you bring with you in business?
Pretty much all of it. Because being a veteran, I did 14 years, and being a veteran in the military,
Mhm.
you learn detail. You learn how to manage. You learn how to work, not just as one, but as
Mhm.
a whole. So when you're in business, even though we know we start out as one, we as a whole become more than just that the
Mhm.
individual that you are, because we can't run a business without people, right? So all of those things that I've learned being
Mhm.
in the military has helped me to help other people realize that you have to have certain levels that you go through in your personal life as well as in your professional life in order to you to become a success.
Mhm.
So yes, the military was definitely an important aspect of running my business. And even prior to me going to the military, I always felt like my household that I was raised in was the same. So it was like, oh, this is like being at home. So it was pretty
This is
easy to
so funny.
transition into it.
Yeah. Love that. So, growing up, let's talk about your childhood. Like, did you imagine that you'd be here where you are today?
No, I didn't. Even though I come from a family of entrepreneurship, my father's been in
Mhm.
business for more than 53 years, and we've had several businesses as a family. It wasn't, as a young child, it was not something that I had ever thought about. To be honest with you, I wanted to be a model. And then when the model thing didn't work out and I came into the military, it was like, my dreams are just crashing to the ground. So it was like, what am I supposed to be doing? And it's just, things started to come to me
Mhm.
after all of my experiences of being in the military, and the things that I had done prior to the military. I danced, I did a lot of things, but I didn't really know who I was or what I wanted to do. And it's taken me years to find that inner part of me. And like I said, I kind of been pushed out into it a little bit more.
Mm.
But I did have businesses when I was in Davenport, I for more than 10 years, and did very well with those businesses. But things had changed for me in my personal life. And when I was asked to come out here to the DC area, that was like a whole new chapter. At that point, I was turning 40. I had gone through
Mhm.
a ugly divorce, and just, it was like things were just meant to be for me to be able to come here and just start a new life fresh, and start new ideas. And even though I still work and everything, it just,
Mhm.
everything aligned exactly as it should have been.
Yes, love it. So good. I'm just so glad that, through all the challenges, all the hardships, like there's a silver lining. So if you're listening and you're like really struggling right now, please know that better days are coming.
Right, right. And it is. I mean, but that's the thing. I think that's what makes us so
Mhm.
wonderful and unique, is because of the challenges that we go through in life. And I think that what people have to make a decision of is that you can either, go sit in a corner and cry for the rest of your life and try to figure out why me, or you can either,
Mhm.
pull your big panty girls up and just get out there and do you. And that's the key. And that's the difference, because I get
Yes.
asked that question all the time, after going through being abused. It's like, well, how can you move on? All the things that you went through, how can I not?
Mhm.
You have to learn to
Yes.
decide which things you want to deal with in life, which battles you want to have to endure. Is it worth sitting there and telling yourself you're not worthy, or is it more worth sitting here telling you you are worth something?
Yes, you are, girl. That's amazing. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy because I wrote a post yesterday just about that. Like, you do you. Like, no matter what anyone tells you, you're here for a reason. You have purpose. Like,
Hmm.
let's get going. Let's do the thing your way.
Yeah, exactly. And you do have to remind yourself, there's many days that we all get in, those moments where we're just
Yeah.
not having a good day. We feel sorry for
Yeah.
ourselves. We start thinking about the things that have happened to us. And it's funny because I even went through this scenario with myself probably about 3 weeks ago where I was just so frustrated with certain things that were going on. And it's like you don't want to call out to people and tell them all your business sometimes, or you just don't want. I'm not all about posting my personal business, a lot, but I took the time to where I said, you know what? I'm going to write myself a Dear Kimberly letter to myself and to God,
Mhm.
to give me the guidance, to give me that opportunity to just say what I needed to say and not feel like I had to be, constructively criticized, or, have to hear the people's opinion. But it was something I just needed to put down on paper. We all go through those moments. And for me, writing is a good way to get things out, to rethink about what I'm doing, because I can go back and read it later and say, wow, I was at that moment. Now, let's push forward.
Mm.
So, we're all human and it's okay, but you definitely have to take the time to do you.
Yes, absolutely. Awesome. So, what would you say is the key to your success today?
The ability to continue to want to move forward. I mean, a big part of what I love to do is just helping others.
Mhm.
You know, Seeing other people be successful makes me successful.
Mhm.
Um, I know that if I have a hand in it, and it feels so good to hear their stories and they come back and tell me what they've done, and so that to me makes a person successful. It's not always about the amount of money that you bring. And of
Mhm.
course, yes, we're in business. We want to make money. We want to continue
Yeah.
to grow and get there. We all want to be millionaires, but all that comes in time.
Mhm.
Everything is about timing. And I truly believe, as an entrepreneur, you have to do the work. You have to earn it.
Mhm.
Today it's so easy to come out here and open up a business overnight, but people aren't earning it. It's just, I'm here, everybody should buy what I have, or give me what I want. But are you truly earning that? Are you really taking the steps that deserve to be,
Mhm.
to help you get to that success?
Yes. And let's talk about time, because I know this is a big thing. Like, it can be frustrating for people, to do all the right things and show up and, do all the things and then get frustrated because it's taking so long to get the results. Like, so what would you say to someone that's in that situation right now?
Believe me, I've been there. So I know. The key is that you can't give
Mhm.
up. We, like I said earlier, we all have those moments, but if you know you're doing the right thing, don't give up. And also just look at and reevaluate,
Mhm.
readjust. You have to pivot. I mean, look at what happened to us in 2020.
Mhm.
Nobody could have told us that we were going to ever have a
Mhm.
pandemic. Well, people have had to pivot every day to continue their businesses so that they don't, have to close down. Of course, some people have had to do
Mhm.
that, but a big part of that is constantly reevaluating and saying, do I need to start something new? Do I stay where I'm at and then just enhance it? There's a lot of different things that you have to look at in order to continue to be successful, because we all
Mhm.
know, the saying used to be, well, it's 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or whatever. After 5 years, you're continuing to successful. In this day and age, things move much faster,
Mhm.
so you have to be able to sit back and think about, okay, am I doing too much? Do I have too much on my plate? What is my real purpose, and what services or products am I truly providing to the community that is needed? So for those who think that you are supposed to be a success overnight, it doesn't necessarily work that way. Because what the one thing have trained people to think about and learn is that you are not the only person doing what you think you're doing.
Mm.
The difference is how you deliver that
Yeah.
is what makes you a success.
Yeah. So what's your unique differentiator? How do you say it? Differentiator.
Yeah, I know. I can't even say the word right now, so I'm not even gonna try. So what differentiates me from everybody else, or however that word goes? Um,
I love it. You're so funny.
I think the only my uniqueness is the ability to truly listen to people and help them identify their needs, and I help them to be that
Mhm.
storyteller. Because I was told one day, and it was amazing because I was doing an interview with another
Mm.
individual on my show, and she says, your gift is you're a storyteller. And
Mhm.
then we turned that into, my gift is a storyteller, but then your gift is to tell the story. So,
Mm.
having these platforms gives us those opportunities to be those storytellers. And I've been providing a gift for more than 4 years to allow people like you're doing to come on the shows and tell their story. And that's what the uniqueness I think that I've been able to pull out to myself, because when I started the business, I never assumed I was going to be a podcaster. I was like, what in the heck is podcasting? I'm like, I don't do that, and it was funny because my son was like, Mom, you have to be different. You can't just be the basic consultant. And I was like, oh, okay. So Anna, if you'd have heard me 4 years ago doing a podcast, I said, Lord have mercy. I should not be doing this. Okay. But obviously, I've evolved and things have gotten better, but it's just a part of growth and learning how unique you can be
Yes.
and stepping out on faith and believing in who you are.
Love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. It resonates so much with me, and I know it's going to help a lot of people.
Mhm.
So I ask this to everyone who comes on the podcast, and I'm really curious to know your answer. What does being a powerful leader mean to you?
A powerful leader to me is not about boasting who you think you are. It's about sharing the resources that you have to help somebody else become the leader that they want to be. And I say that because, a lot of times there are people who feel that when they've made it, or they think that they've made it, that they're a leader and they can tell everybody who they are and how they've done it and blah, 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 which is good. But if you can't share those resources and you can't help catapult somebody else, to me, you're not a leader. You're just dictating to people who you think that you are. And if you feel you have to go kind of out of that constant comfort zone of proving to people that you're a leader, you need to rethink what leadership really is about.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting chills. So good. So good. So do you have any last piece of wisdom you'd like to share with our audience today?
Well, the only thing I really want to share with everybody is just, we've been laughing and enjoying this conversation and talking about a lot of things that are important, but the most important thing is for people just to stand up, do them, enjoy the journey that you're on, stop procrastinating, learn how to quit looking through the lens of everybody else, and learn to do what you want to do, because you never want to regret leaving this world saying, I wish I had of. Stop saying the wish I could have, would have done it type scenario, and just start living your life.
Yes.
Because it's too, we don't know when tomorrow's coming.
Exactly. Amen, sister.
That's right. That's right. Yes. Amen.
Amazing. So where can people go to connect with you further online?
Well, if you want to listen to the podcast show, you can go to, the name of it again is Your Resource for Success Podcast. I'm on all media platforms. I also have my own mobile app that you can download as well for the show. And then if you want to reach out and look at my Facebook page, Instagram, or Twitter, it's all at WSBI LLC. If you would like to go to my website page, it's www.wsbillc.com. And if you want to reach out to me directly, you're more than welcome to send me an email at Kimberly, WSBILLC@gmail.com.
Yay. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for being here. You are amazing. I wish you nothing but more success.
Thank you so much. And I do really, truly appreciate you having me on your show today, Anna.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. If you love this episode, make sure to spread the message, leave a review, and subscribe. I would forever be grateful for you. I also want to hear from you, and I want to know your feedback and your questions for future episodes. So don't be shy, say hi, and send me a message at Powerful Female Leaders Podcast on Instagram. Until then, I'll see you on the next episode.